keeps it. Touchdown.
Y'all know what it is, and we got to thank God every minute of every day. It's your boy, One Live Stew, Ryan Stewart, co-host of the world-famous Two Live Stews. That's run by Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart. We're the makeup of those stews, but this is not a Two Live Stews program. This is not the Two Live Stews experience. Today, we are here for none other than In the Huddle with your boy, Joe Ham, and we will welcome him in right now. Joseph Hamilton, how you doing this morning, sir?
Fabulous. I am doing fabulous, Stu. There is no doubt about it. And I want to start it off by giving a shout out, and this is going to trip you out, to John Calipari. Why John Calipari? Why John Calipari? Because he shook me up this past 2 days when he's talking about transactional relationship as far as relational relationship. Talking about his basketball team. Talking about coaching the new era of boys, new era of young men. And he says, he says the minute it becomes all transactional, and you know what I mean, what are you going to give to me? What can I get from you? And it's all about the money and the dollars. And outside of building young men in the value relationship-wise, getting them ready for a 40-year career, getting them ready to be young men. The minute it goes all transactional, he can't develop young men anymore, he's out of there. And remember, basketball, they've ran Coach K, they've ran Jay Wright out of Villanova, they've ran a Roy Williams out of North Carolina, they've ran some guys out in football, they've ran old Nick Saban out of it because it became transactional. And those guys want to always be coaches that say, I can transform, I can make an impact, and it's more about that. So I want to necessarily not give a shout out to Calipari and some of the things he's done, but he made me think about that. And you know what, Stu? It goes to relationships too. It goes to relationships as your friends, your wife, anybody, you and I. Is it transactional? Do good. What are you going to do for me? What am I going to get out of this? Or do you want a real relationship with somebody that trusts and love, and you get to reveal the real character in one another in love? So that's why I want to give a shout out to Calipari, my brother.
Peace and welcome to everybody. You are officially in the huddle with your boy, Joe Ham. I'm yours truly, your boy, Ryan Stewart from the Two Live Stews. And man, we're back inside Stewart Media and Entertainment Studios where football talk and real talk takes place on the same space. And this, sir, is one of the exact reasons why I love this show. This is one of the exact reasons why I love this platform. We don't have to stick to the script. I had no idea that was going to be what was on your heart this morning. But before we get into some other things that we've got to talk about, because we do have a script we need to get to.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your opening comments for the people that's watching. Quick reminder, y'all. Please like, subscribe, pass the word about the show. We're here every Wednesday in the huddle with Joe Ham, co-hosted by your boy, One Live Stew, Ryan Stewart. We'll be here at noon on Wednesdays. If not here at noon, we'll be popping up at night, like right around the 9 o'clock area. Once all of our daddy duties are complete for the day, once the kids are home from practices, once the homework is done, we'll be right here. We talk football, we talk baseball, we talk basketball, we talk sports, we talk life, and we talk about things that are just on our heart and on our mind here on the platform, Stewart Media and Entertainment, with the Two Live Stews experience and with In the Huddle with Joe Ham. I got a comment for you.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned the new era of sports running these guys out, running these guys away. I remember hearing a friend of mine that used to work with or for Coach Saban in Alabama. His name will remain nameless, but in having a conversation with him, he's not coaching anymore. I asked him if he misses coaching. He said, at the collegiate level, nah, not really. But at the high school level, I do. I still miss the mentorship and mentoring of the young men. I still miss the teaching aspect of it. In college, we kind of got away from that back when I was with Alabama and Nick Saban. But in high school, you can still kind of stay with that. He told me a story, and I hate taking up so much of your time because this is in the huddle with Joe Ham.
It's needed, my brother.
He told me a story where he was on a recruiting trip in Florida with the kid and Coach Saban, a kid that he knew. He knew the parents. So Saban was like, yeah, I'm going to recruit this kid. This kid's a great player. I want you to come with me. He talks about getting to the kid's home and the kid not even being in the room when his mom and dad answer the door. Saban and this guy gets welcomed into the house, and this is in the huddle with Joe Ham. Saban and this coach gets welcomed into the house, and my buddy's like looking around trying to figure out, where's the young man? Where's the player that we're recruiting? And his parents sat them down, offered them some of his mom home fresh made lemonade, offered them some crackers and cheese. We'll have a meal prepared for you guys later on after we have our meeting. But before our son comes into the room, the dad goes, we wanted to talk to y'all briefly before so-and-so got here. And Nick Saban immediately looked at my buddy like, kind of like, what's going on? My buddy was like, hey, I had no idea this was going to happen. And the parents go, so what's y'all's offer?
What do you mean? We're offering you a scholarship. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
What's y'all's offer? Nick Saban goes, well, when so-and-so gets here, we're going to talk about the wonderful scholarship offer that we've got for you. We're going to talk about the alumni base and network that's in place for those who stay and play and graduate. We're going to talk about the opportunities you have to get to the NFL. We're going to talk to you about, all the money you can make, the first round draft picks we've had. The dad goes, hold on, coach, real quick. No. What are y'all offering my son to commit to Alabama? So my buddy said, meetings like this and recruitment like this is the road that is going down. These kids, these parents, they care less about the scholarship and where you're from. They care less about what getting a degree is going to do for the kid. They care less about the networking that will come from being an alum of said school. And they want to know, what are y'all going to financially do for me right now?
And
hold on real quick. So you mentioned that your words, not mine, ran these guys out of coaching.
Yep.
Sir, did they get run out of coaching, or did they get run out of the rules not being in favor of them and what they want for these young kids? Did they get ran away from coaching, or did they get ran away from the new ideology of athletics and where it is now in the NIL and transfer portal? Did Nick Saban get ran away, or did he run away from a new challenge because it was unfamiliar to him? It wasn't what he wanted. It wasn't advantageous for him to have the success that he's had in the past, doing it the way they used to do. It's a new day now. So did these kids run him out, or did he leave because he took his ball and didn't want to play with the others the way he was used to?
He absolutely not. They absolutely not take their ball and run. They didn't run like hiding between their tails. They didn't run from the challenge or the competition. I don't feel that way. Like, again, what you're alluding to and your buddy was alluding to when they walked into that recruiting house, that was about to be a transactional relationship with their child. Real type coaches that want to impact don't want to dwell in too much of the transactional relationship. And it's there. It's a part of it. But the minute transactional relationship, where it's all about what are you going to pay me? What can I get? It's all about you do this, I get that. That's not impacting that young child's life. And now maybe you can't adapt. Maybe Nick Saban can't get away with his old school ways. Maybe the same with John Calipari or Coach K, Roy Williams. They can't stand it. Now, shout out to the new coaches that can be able to do it. But you don't want to be a one-trick wonder or one-trick pony, meaning you don't want to only be a transactional coach. That's not going to last. last. That guy's not going to have an impact when he goes out in life and try to make better of himself, because it's all about, you do this, I'm going to give you that. Where is developing a character? How's your family? How's your mom and dad? This is right. This is wrong. That is not all about money or what you can do for me. And that is what ran Nick Saban out. That is what John Calipari was talking about, transactionally. The minute it becomes all that, I'm out of there. I want to impact families and young men. And I think, and I'm solely with it, the true great coaches now, that's Kirby Smart and Ryan Day and those guys on the top of your head, maybe a Dabo Swinney. They better adapt to being transactional and relational and transformative, in my opinion.
In the huddle with your boy Joe Ham, I'm One Live Stu, Ryan Stewart, and we're here every Wednesday. We do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the show. I'm going to push back real quick, and then we'll get into our topics. You just mentioned it being transactional. You just mentioned they can't care about the kids like they used to. I beg to tell you that they don't give a damn about them kids.
Some of them do.
Hold on. I beg to say, how can a head coach that has left 5 to 6 different programs to go someplace else where he's getting paid more money, how can he leave all those programs? He's left 5 or 6 different jobs where he's told the kids that he recruited prior to that season of him leaving, I'm going to be your coach for the foreseeable future. I'm going to be here to mold you and scope you and make you be the man you're going to be. I'm going to teach you the game the way that you're going to be able to become a good pro. I'm going to be your guy. I'm going to be your mentor. I'm going to be your father figure. Things that coaches say when they're recruiting kids. How can he do that, leave after telling at least 5 or 6 different classes that, and be happy with going someplace else to make more money for however long he plans on being there? How's that work, Joe? How much care do they really have for these kids? These coaches, and you're a former one that probably did care about the kid, these coaches don't give a damn about these kids, where they are, or their parents, or anything else. These coaches need these kids to do what they need them to do to get where they are trying to go. I'll wait and listen to you, Joe.
Preach, Ryan Stewart. And I agree with you, but I don't want you to do that old saying that all police officers, right? So I don't want you to go down that rabbit hole, because, again, there are really, really good police officers, and there are terrible, terrible police officers. But we can't put them all in the same pond, all in the same pool. There are coaches out there that what you want to do is be transactional. They will stick around for the kids. They will communicate with the parents and let them know if they have a better offer, if they're going. They will, when they're doing the recruiting process, let those kids know that if I get offered another job, I might be taking it. All about communications. There's not a Lincoln Riley everywhere. There's not a Brian Kelly everywhere that leaves in the dark or at midnight and not tell the kids that they're leaving. That doesn't happen always. There are some coaches that can take the transactional NIL era, this era about kids getting paid, and mold it into a relational aspect to where communication is key, and they're still developing those players. So I get where you're coming from about coaches doing that, but I wouldn't lump some and say all of them, because here we'll talk about some of these coaches that have good jobs, and that Penn State job is open. To your point about, Kurt Cignetti from Indiana, Matt Rule from Nebraska, their names are going to be coming up for the Penn State job. Will they just jump for more money and leave those kids hanging? I totally get where you're coming from, Ryan Stewart, no doubt about it.
All right, we're going to talk about Georgia Tech and how they're rolling. We're going to talk about Penn State, as Joe just alluded to, how they've made some big moves. We're going to talk about Indiana, of all teams, being in the top 5, and why the SEC is being wide open to date. Is this the best thing for college football? We'll talk about all that. And a little bit later, after we get out of the world of college football, we will hit some NFL. Justin Fields, is he backsliding? Tua playing teacher's pet. Cam Ward facing early adversity. Them Falcons putting it on for the city on Monday Night Football. All of that and more in the huddle with your boy, One Live Stu, Ryan Stewart. This is Joe Ham, and we're looking forward to y'all's time. We appreciate y'all being here. College football is better when the Miami Hurricanes are relevant. My question to you, Joe, is how relevant is Georgia Tech right now?
My goodness.
My question to you, Joe, is, and I can't wait to tell you what I'm going to tell you. My question to you is, how strong are you currently believing in what's going on the flats?
Well, Stu, I'm a little upset at Vegas right now, brother. I'm a little upset about Vegas, and I don't quite understand, doing my research, where Vegas is going to get or give Duke 1.5 points against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I understand that the Duke Blue Devils are 4-2. I understand that Manny Diaz is doing a really, really good job. I understand the quarterback, Mensah, is playing very, very good. How can the number 13 team, number 12 team in the nation be an underdog on the road against the Duke Blue Devils? That goes to show me that the Yellow Jackets are going to have to do what they need to do and then some to make noise. They're not giving the respect that respect is due. So with that being said, how confident am I? Very confident. Why? Because this is a balanced football team that knows that you just can't lay over. You just can't show up and beat anybody. What they did coming off the bye last week against Virginia Tech, handling business, had their energy up from the kickoff, from the opening drive, scoring on the opening drive, shows me that there's no letdown being happening or it's getting ready to happen. That's a team that has their eyes on the prize. That's a team that knows about being highly ranked, knows this is a team that's been 6-0 for the first time in a long time, and they're not going to rest on their laurels. Led by Brent Key in a plethora of seniors on defense and a plethora of seniors on offense, that's just not going to let that happen. I feel very, very confident and comfortable about the Yellow Jackets right now.
In the Huddle with your boy, One Live Student Ryan Stewart. Can I tell you something? In the Huddle with your boy, Joe Ham, co-hosted by One Live Student Ryan Stewart. I want to share something with you real quick before we dig a little bit deeper into your comments just now. Do you know when I realized who this week's opponent was going to be?
Just then?
An hour after the Virginia Tech win. And the way I pull it up on my computer, it doesn't show me the remaining schedule. It shows me the next goddamn game.
Right.
I'm not thinking about 2 weeks from now. An hour before we played Virginia Tech, I wasn't thinking about the Duke Blue Devils. Even though Virginia Tech was only 2-4, I was not thinking ahead. I'm not doing that this season. I'm taking week by week situations and analysis, period. I got some buddies that are Gamecocks fans, and the Gamecocks season hadn't gone quite the way that they wanted it to. My buddies are calling me every week. Hey, man, good luck to y'all this week. I'm hanging up on them. I don't want that energy from you. I don't need that energy from you. I'm only talking to Tech people about my team this week. I'm not looking ahead. So I say all that to say, question before I dig a little bit deeper. How difficult is it for a team and for the coaches and for the players not to look ahead? Yeah, you had lowly Virginia Tech coming in, a team that's playing good ball, but not playing ball to a point where they're getting the wins that they think they should deserve. How difficult is it for a team like Georgia Tech in the position they are in, 6-0, first time since 2006 maybe, 2010 maybe, that we've had a 6-0 start? How difficult is it for them not to look ahead, Joe?
Impossible. Impossible. I mean, let's be real, Stu. That's what we always do. We keep it real. Let's be very real. It's impossible because the coaches do it. I don't care if a coach tell you that I'm off Twitter. I don't hear about social media. If he's telling his teammates or his team to not talk about it, baloney. You better go ahead and tell your team that I understand that you guys are going to look ahead. I understand that you guys are going to think down the road. I understand that you guys are going to think about Charlotte. I understand you guys are going to see who you're going to meet down the road and who might beat you guys or who might be formidable opponents. That's going to happen, Stu. So now as a staff, how do you make sure they're listening to you? How do you make sure that during that week in the assignment and attention to details and making sure you're getting your weightlifting schedule in and not cutting class, that's the focus? Because they're going to be looking. What are you going to tell your girlfriend not to be on social media? You're going to tell your mom and dad not to look ahead? They are going to look ahead, right? But the minute you have a team full of seniors, like I reiterated, they have to echo that same thing. Because, again, Duke is not our Duke that we grew up playing or I played when I was at Georgia Tech.
This ain't your mom and daddy's Duke. This ain't your mom and daddy's Duke.
And Duke is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to bring your own noise. You're going to have to bring your own intensity. They're not going to pack the stadium. They're not going to be rah-rah and loud. It's not going to be an atmosphere that's going to get you fired up. Can you get fired up and play this game of football by yourself? Can you do that? So I'm not intimidated by Duke, but it is a little bit of a worry that I'll judge this football team like I judged last week's football team, that, whoa, we're ready. A 2-4 Virginia Tech team came in town. We handled them like they're 2-4. Now they Duke Blue Devil team that Vegas says that you're not better than, so that should be a little bit of motivation there. So it would not be a letdown. You're an underdog, so they should be ready to play.
In the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham, I am Ryan Stewart. We're here every Wednesday. Make sure you like the show. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you know when we're coming on, if we're coming on, what time we're coming on, what we'll be talking about when we do come on. We appreciate y'all being here. You just mentioned it, man. Duke is getting points.
My goodness, man.
My question to you is this.
Giving points.
Duke is giving points.
Yeah.
Duke is favored in this ball game.
Man.
Georgia Tech is a 1.5 underdog as a top 15 team in the NCAA right now. Sir, did you know the line of the Detroit Lions versus Kansas City game last week? Did you know that line?
I think it was Detroit 3.5.
It was Detroit getting 2.5 points.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you, seeing a Detroit Lions team that has put up damn near 50 points a game, a team that hadn't lost a game since the first game of the year when they lost to Green Bay, another very good football team, would you have given Detroit points going in to that game, even though the game was in KC? Would you have given Detroit points?
No, sir.
Joe, that's why this game scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Somehow Vegas knows. And if Vegas is giving an undefeated top 15 team in the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets plus 1.5 points against Duke, that troubles me and that bothers me.
Can I calm you down a little bit? I'm gonna calm you down because it bothers me as well, Stu. It gets me a little bit nervous. But if you play the game now, Duke, this is a evenly matched football game where we're gonna see at noon on Saturday. Evenly matched. When I look at the stats from Duke, that quarterback, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They throw the ball all over the lot. 38 points a game. When you look at Duke, when you look at Georgia Tech, man, and I'm so proud of the offense and the defense, 238 yards passing, 238 yards rushing, balanced team. When you look at Haynes King got 71% completion. He doesn't turn the ball over, only turning the ball over twice. 7 turnovers total for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, which means in that offensive line, this is an offensive line-driven team, only allowing 3 sacks the entire season. So when you look at those type things, it's going to be about who's going to win situational football. Who's going to win situational football? Who's not going to turn over the football? And who's going to be ready to play when the situation occurs? Because Duke is no pushover with their quarterback. Their quarterback is top 10, top 5 in the ACC. They have a guy named Vincent Anthony Jr. that has 6.5 sacks on the season right now. It scares me as well, but the physicality, Buster Faulkner in the offense, in the design. I'll tell you right quick before we go to breaks, Stu. Preparing to play Georgia Tech is almost like preparing to play Georgia Tech when Paul Johnson was the head coach. With the formations and the shifts and the different counters and the attack, the way they attack you, they do a whole lot. You better have your eye discipline ready when you play the Yellow Jackets. I feel comfortable, but not as comfortable as I should feel.
I was calling last week's game a trap game in a couple of situations for a few different teams. This is definitely a trap game for the Yellow Jackets, and they can't come in here and start off slow.
How could it be a trap game, Mr. Stewart, and we're underdogs?
Right. Right. That's another very point, Mr. Hamilton.
Come on, Vegas.
Yeah. Come on, Vegas. It's your boys in the Huddle with Joe Ham. I'm your boy, One Live Stu, Ryan Stewart. Up next, In the Huddle with Joe Ham. We're going to jump into Penn State and a few more topics of the world of college football. We talked about it last week, and it's come to fruition now. James Franklin has got a new situation going on, and we'll talk about it. Y'all keep it locked, boys. He's Joe Ham. I'm One Live Stu Ryan Stewart. We'll be back with more In the Huddle with Joe Ham here in a few minutes. Y'all please keep it locked. Listen, I played in the NFL. I've taken enough shots to last a lifetime. And let me tell you this, taking a shot just to lose weight, that's not a smart play. That's why I roll with Brain IQ, the all-natural weight chews, cut cravings, boost metabolism, and sharpen focus. No needles, no chemicals, no crash. Just results you can chew on. And Brain IQ is not just about weight chews. They've got a full lineup of all-natural products to keep your mind sharp, your body fueled, and your health on point. Skip the needles, choose natural. Order now. BrainIQHealth.com/REF/1LiveStew. Brain IQ Chews. Smart, natural, built for results.
Georgia Tech alum, you know what time it is. It's homecoming season. And of course, once again, LB and the 9 Quad had to bring it back. Culturally Inappropriate, your exclusive 2025 Georgia Tech homecoming kickoff party. Thursday, October 23rd, Sauce Buckhead. Drip immaculate, vibes unmatched. It's bold, it's black. This is Culturally Inappropriate. Doors open at 7 p.m., DJ Hood 9 to 2 a.m. Pull up, show out. It's the kickoff where the rules don't apply. Culturally Inappropriate because behaving is boring.
It's your boys, the Two Live Stews. One Live Stew, Ryan Stewart here. The great Joe Ham, second in the Heisman runner-up race back in 1999. He's in the building with us. We just got done talking about a little bit of Georgia Tech, a whole lot of stuff going on. You looking forward to homecoming, Joe? Will you be making it down to the Flats for homecoming?
I really don't know yet. Sometimes I really like enjoying it on the television screen, but I also love the fellowship down there at homecoming as well. So I don't know yet. I don't know yet, my brother.
He had a $56 million buyout. He received a new contract for right around $8.5 to $9 million right about 2 years ago. So he will be paid his buyout. He will still make the remainder of his contract. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about James Franklin, the former head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions. My question to you is simple, Joe. Was the firing of James Franklin on the up and up? Was it justified for Penn State to go in a different direction and look for a new coach?
Well, I have to say yes, because if I'm reading the tea leaves and I'm looking at it from a Penn State alum, from a Penn State administrative perspective, that if you're going to pay $50 million for the buyout, then I have to say it's justified. My question to Penn State fans and the boosters and the administrative team, what were you expecting? Is it time? Is it about the history? Is it about James Franklin cannot carry us any further? This is it. This is his ceiling. And you know what, Stu? I might agree with the fact that what James Franklin has done, which was spectacular, is spectacular in a Penn State, as a Penn State head coach on the sideline. His winning percentage, spectacular. We cannot leave out what he's done against top 5, top 10, top 25 teams, which has not been good. That's not been good at all. Right, it's been terrible. Right. But his overall record outside of that and what he's brought back to the Penn State Nittany Lion program needs to be applauded. needs to be given, his just due.
Also adding to that, the players and the recruitment of players for the last 5, 6, 7 years since he's been in Happy Valley. Outstanding recruiting, getting ballers to come to Happy Valley and play college football for Penn State.
Yes, it's been outstanding. And this is a coach now, Stu, that went and won 2 games in the playoffs last year. The first 12-team playoff format in college football, Penn State went, and they were a game away from going to the national championship game. So all of a sudden, what happened to you, Coach Franklin? You lost control of your football team. You lost control of your football team, and you were not able to respond. And that left the fans, the supporters, and the AD no other choice. When you lose in double overtime to Oregon on a whiteout, game day was there, that's acceptable. That's a very good Oregon team. We can understand that. How do you respond? How do you rally the troops? How do you get your coaches and your players back to forget about that game? Don't let one loss cause you to lose or have another loss. That happened. That happened when you go way over West Coast to UCLA against a winless team, against a team that hadn't even led in any of their games. They hadn't led in any of their games before they played you, and you lost. So we gave you a break then, and where you said some things in the post-game presser that you were a dead man walking. You looked deflated. You looked like you couldn't rally the troops. You didn't look like a leader. You didn't act like a leader. You didn't sound like a leader. And therefore, you went back home or came back home again against a Northwestern team that you were a 20-point favorite against. And what happened? You still couldn't rally the troops. You still couldn't get guys to play up to their capabilities. You still could not get your coaching staff to coach up to their capabilities. So therefore, you had to go. Therefore, you had to go because we didn't think you were the guy to take us where? To a national championship. We respect what you've done. That doesn't say you're a loser. You will coach again. But for Penn State, we think that you have hit your ceiling, and we have to get somebody else in my opinion.
2 quick things in the huddle with your boy Joe Ham. He's Joe Ham. I'm Ryan Stewart, One Live Stew. Quick reminder to catch the 2 Live Stews and the 2 Live Stews experience tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock sharp. If you can't catch us live, it's okay because you can jump on whenever time allows and catch the full episode. Shouts out to the good folks at WGPR. That's in Detroit. 107.5 FM HD2, where we are syndicated and shown Mondays and Thursdays from 10 to 12 o'clock. Quick thing, 2 quick things. One, James Franklin started the season by saying it was the best team he's ever had and it was the best coaching staff he's ever had. Yeah. You can't do that as a coach. You are single-handedly putting a target on your back as a coach when you make those type of definite statements. Because if you're telling or willing to put your testicle on the table and say, not testicles, just one of them. If you want to put it on the table and say, this is the best I've ever had when I'm here, everyone you're telling that to and everyone that hears that is expecting you to do what? Better than you've ever done before.
Oh, boy. Yes, sir. And everybody bought into it, Stu.
No question.
I mean, they were top 3 teams going into the season. Everybody bought into it.
Second thing, you mentioned how Penn State said that clearly this is as far as he can take us on the heels of those comments that I just made. And also, Joe, on the heels of a conference that's won the last 2 championships versus teams that they see in play. Michigan's won a title. Ohio State's won a title. Wait a minute. What about us?
Yes.
So when I asked the question if they were justified, when you're looking at those things right there by themselves, they clearly have to be justified. Your comment before we move on.
Yeah, I love that, Stu, because you have to anticipate and have to think like a forward thinker. Next year, this year, you're going to still play Ohio State. You're going to have Michigan on your schedule. You're going to have Oregon on your schedule. Indiana's on the up and coming. So in those games, which should be big games, are we going to say that James Franklin is going to win those games for us? Are we going to say they're well coached enough that we've shown the proof in the pudding that he's done that, been there, done that? That answer is no. So if that answer is no to the administration, is like, we got to have somebody to get we have to get somebody in here better because our expectations are not just getting to the playoffs. It's the history, the blue blood Penn State to win national championships. And he can't, not to say he can't get it done. He has not gotten it done thus far. So we have to try something new.
Sir, you mentioned Oregon a little while ago and how they came to Happy Valley during the whiteout and beat the Penn State Nittany Lions in Happy Valley. Sir, I want you to check this out. Oregon just got beat by an Indiana football team who's now ranked in the top 5. Sir, what do you say to that? What do you say to that?
Man,
not old Indiana Isaiah Thomas, not old Indiana Bobby Knight basketball. An Indiana football team just beat a top 5 Oregon Duck team. Dare I say they got a better bench? Sir, I got some sound I want you to hear and some sound I want to play, but just give me your initial thoughts on what's going on in the world of Indiana Hoosier football.
Oh my goodness. It goes back to what you said when we opened the show about transactional and the new era, NIL, the new era that you can get in that transfer portal and that guys want to win, guys want to get coached. That's what Indiana football is all about. Kirk Cignetti, the coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, are getting his guys bought in. And he's playing Big Ten football. When you say they beat Oregon, that's exactly what they did. They battered, they bruised, they ran down their throat. They said, let's line up in 2 tight ends. Let's line up with the fullback, and we are coming right at you. Smash mouth football. In the game I saw, in the highlights I saw, if that game was to be played 5 more times, I can't tell you that I don't think Indiana would come out winning 3-2. They are that good of a football team. Where did they come from? They came from Coach Kirk Cignetti coaching his butt off, came on scene in 2003. And last year, they were knocking at the door last year. They were doing their things last year, and he built off of that. Dare I say Indiana is going to be favored in the remaining of their games, and if they're not favored, somewhere down the line, game day. Can you imagine game day with Kirk Herbstreit and Desmond Howard and Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
Game day might go to Indiana in one of these remaining games.
No
It's almost impossible to think of, but it's real. Because I saw the game against Oregon. That wasn't flukish. That wasn't hook and ladder. That wasn't double reverse. That wasn't a fake.
There wasn't no tomfoolery. Wasn't no trickery going on. They winning in the trenches. They throwing the ball. They running the ball. They stopping people. They're getting turnovers. They're not turning it over. They're playing good football.
Great football, and I love it. And I love it. I love every bit of it.
You mentioned Coach Cignetti. Before we go any further and move on and talk about the SEC, the good and the bad and the ugly within the SEC, you've got to listen to this sound from the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers football team, Coach Cignetti.
What are we, 10-0?
You are 10-0 for the first time in program history, Coach.
Not bad. There's a lot of skeptics. There's a lot of doubters. I get it, right? Haven't beat a top 25 team. Nebraska's 25th in the coach poll. We beat their 56-7.
How are we not right now seeded for a home game?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me. 126 years of Indiana football. Best season in Indiana history. Number 1 out of 126.
We got our way of doing things, and, we kick ass and take names.
We figured we'd just adopt SEC scheduling philosophy. Some people don't like it. I'm more focused in on those 9 conference games. We had to wake some people up and create some excitement, and after all, this is the entertainment business, too.
We don't just beat top 25 teams, we beat the shit out of them.
I know you guys have been waiting for me to say something crazy. That wasn't quite crazy.
I want that man on my sideline. I need that man on my sideline. And no, Joe, I'm happy with Brent Key. No, I'm not referring to Georgia Tech. But when it comes to a program like a UCLA, when it comes to a program like a Penn State, if it comes to a program that's looking for a coach, that's the guy I want. That's the attitude I want. That's the man I need leading the men that's in my locker room. Your take on the sound that we just heard.
My take on the sound that we just heard, Stu, is that guy is not a front runner. All those things that he was saying wasn't right now, wasn't last week, wasn't even a year ago. Some of it was, but most of it was what I'm going to do. He was only on scene since 2023. So he hadn't been a long tenured. So he was telling you about the makeup of his team. And you can imagine being in the locker room, Stu. You and I have been in a lot of locker rooms. A coach talking to us like that, getting us fired up like that. And he's making boatloads of money. So cash ain't the thing. What if he says to Penn State, I have a better situation here? Because Penn State, to me, you and I are listening to that guy and to what you just alluded to, that what I would want that guy on my sideline without the shadow of a doubt. What if he says to Penn State and some of these other guys come calling that I'm cool here, I'm building something here? Why would I go over there and Indiana's giving me everything I want? Why would I go over there and I can get and build a program with the type of character players? And by the way, his quarterback, his wide receivers, those are top guys in the nation. Those are NFL type prospects. So he's not just winning just with offense and just, old sisters of the poor. He is winning with top athletes. So I love that for him.
You and I are not like the average man. You and I are not like the average player. You and I have a tad bit deeper morals in the way that we were raised.
Right.
I would love for Cignetti to say, I ain't going nowhere. I would love for Brent Key to say, I ain't going nowhere. However, I don't question his loyalty at Indiana when a Penn State University comes knocking. If a Notre Dame comes knocking. If a Clemson comes knocking. I would love for him to stay and build a program that sustains the times of today. I would love that in the NIL portal situation. I would love that. But Joe, if you were him and Penn State calls, are you not entertaining the conversation? Are you not questioning if you could recreate what you've created in Indiana in Penn State?
Yes, I will take the call, Stu, but it's one of those things that I have to think deeply, because along with that comes expectations and pressure. Well, do we love pressure? Yes, we love pressure. Do we want to, have challenges? Yes. But do you want to take that on? Do you want to take on every season if you don't make it to a championship game, or if you don't be top 5, top 8, your name will be on the hot seat every single season? Do you want what comes with it? Because of a lot comes with it. A lot comes with it. So when you want to say, I can build this and I can be comfortable making about maybe right around the same type of money and just be not safe and not necessarily not compete, but knowing that I don't have to worry about my job security, because you can win. James Franklin wasn't a loser at Penn State. He won.
Yeah. He's got a very high winning percentage. He's got a very high winning percentage as a head coach for Penn State.
This is where I stand, Stu, to be very transparent. I'm from South Carolina. If it had been anything that comes near my hometown, I would entertain it. I played football at Georgia Tech. If it comes anywhere near my alma mater, I would entertain it. Outside of that, I'm staying put, brother. I'm not even entertaining it. That's where I go. I'm going to entertain it any day of the week when it comes to South Carolina. Any day of the week when it comes to alma mater.
I don't say timeout like this no more.
I'll allow you timeout. You got 2 more.
Moving forward, every time I say timeout, I'm doing like this. I'm not saying timeout like this no more.
Oh my God. Okay. Kirby smart.
My question for you, saying you're going to stay close to home, saying you're going to keep building. What if said school comes and doubles? They're willing to double your salary. If you're making 5, they're willing to pay you 10. If you're making 10, they're willing to pay you 20. Do you still stay pat? Do you still hold strong and keep building what you put in place already? Or do you move on to rebuild something else and double your net worth when it comes to what you're making per year?
And I'm not going to cop out on you, but that's a situation where I have to go to the wifey and I would have to go to the kids. Seriously. No, I would have to go to the wifey and I would have to go to the kids as far as relocating. That's the bottom line. I would have to go there.
Joe,
doubling that salary would be enticing.
You know how much I love your family, how much I love your wife, how much I love Skylar and Caden. You know that. But Joe, what is your wife going to say when you say, "Yeah, babe, I know I'm making $8 million now, and that's good money. We will never spend all of it, but Penn State is here and they're offering me 16." What is she going to say? So if you're going to her to make this decision, I'm making 8 now. I'm making 16 tomorrow. And what is your wife going? What's your better half going to say?
Stu, I have to go. I would have to go, Stu. I would have to go. You put it so black and white.
This is what Cignetti is going to be dealing with.
No, but
maybe his number doesn't get doubled, but they're going to come and offer significantly more money for him to leave where he's been set up at.
No, sir. No, sir. During the break, when we go on break, Stu, check out his salary. Check out his salary. You think Cignetti is making less than $5 million? No, he's not, sir. He's making about $7.5, $8 million as we speak right now in Indiana. He's being paid, brother. So Penn State would have to go in the 13, 14 range. He is getting paid close to $10 million. If I'm thinking right and my research doesn't fail me, he's making close to $10 million a year.
Okay. In November 2024, Indiana officially extended Cignetti's contract through November 30th, 2032, with an average annual compensation of $8 million.
Yes.
He just got that last year. Okay? So, Joe, Dabo Swinney is making 12.
Yep.
Okay. Instead of 8, they offer 12. Penn State offers 12. Oh, yeah, and instead of being in Indiana, now you're in Happy Valley. Now you're in Penn State. Now you're playing, dare I say, big boy ball. Now instead of having 50,000 seats in your stadium, you got damn near 100.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Do you stay? Just something to think about, man.
You can have that $4 million. You can have that $4 million.
In the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham. We'll finish up college talk real briefly with this. The SEC is absolutely wide open, and it's a beautiful thing in my eyes. 6 very good teams. Joe, please share your thoughts on what's going on in the SEC right now.
Well, I love every single week, Stu. Every single week you look at the schedule, and we got matchups galore. This week we got LSU versus Vandy. That's a 10 and a 17 ranked team. 10 and number 10 and number 17th ranked. And Vandy is favored by 2.5 at home. We got Ole Miss, number 5, at number 9, Georgia. That's what game day will be. Georgia's favored 7.5 points over Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is ranked number 5. And oh, by the way, we got old Rocky Top, Tennessee Vols, going to Alabama, and that's an 11-6 matchup. So I'll say this: 6 out of the top 11 teams in college football are from the SEC. 10 out of 25 top 25 teams are from the SEC. 10. I don't think that's biased. I don't think it's just showing love to the SEC. When you look at those teams, quarterback-led, defenses flying around, it's just a beautiful thing to watch. I'm not SEC fatigued. I'm not there because they didn't win the last 2 national championships. I just want to see good ball, and I'm seeing it in the SEC.
Did I mishear or not hear you mention Ole Miss when you were talking about those teams?
Ole Miss versus Georgia at Sanford Stadium. They are a 7-point underdog.
What a freaking game that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, every single SEC matchup that you just mentioned is going to be a phenomenal game this upcoming weekend, sir.
And I don't want you to pile on, which I know you're going to pile on because that's what you do to those guys. No, that's what you do to those guys up 85.
I can't stand those guys.
Why would Kirby Smart lie to the national television audience the way he did on that sideline timeout? Well, that doesn't even look like a timeout. That is
And Joe, the whole world could see him. Joe, the whole world saw him over and over arguing and pleading and begging and crying for a timeout. And since then, this SOB hadn't come back and apologized. This SOB didn't come back and say, hey, y'all, I lost my mind for a minute. I know good and damn well y'all saw me calling a timeout, but I'm going to stand on business and say I wasn't. He hadn't come back and say, hey, man, I was just joking. The nerve of that SOB. The nerve of him between the hedges.
When do you chase a referee down clapping? When do you chase him down to clap? Man, dude. And they got a whole nother 25 seconds on the clock when the clock was running down. I don't know if it was gamesmanship, whatever, but you cannot lie and tell the untruth like that on national television, Kirby. It's just not right.
When we come back, we go pro. It's In the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham. I'm One Live Stu Ryan Stewart. We'll talk about Justin Fields, and we wonder if he's regressing or not. I think Joe and I see that a little bit different. We'll talk about Tua. Is he literally a snitch? Cam Ward adjusting to the chaos, and the Falcons looking like contenders coming off of a huge Monday night game. It's your boys. I'm One Live Stu Ryan Stewart. He's the Heisman runner-up and College Football Hall of Famer Joe Hamilton. This is In the Huddle with Joe Ham. And when we get back, we get into the NFL. Y'all please keep it locked.
Georgia Tech alum, you know what time it is. It's homecoming season. And of course, once again, LB and the 9 Quad had to bring it back. Culturally Inappropriate, your exclusive 2025 Georgia Tech Homecoming Kickoff Party. Thursday, October 23rd, Sauce Buckhead. Drip immaculate, vibes unmatched. It's bold, it's black. This is Culturally Inappropriate. Doors open at 7 p.m., DJ Hood 9 to 2 a.m. Pull up, show out. It's the kickoff where the rules don't apply. Culturally Inappropriate, because behaving is boring.
Needles, man, please. I retired from those when I hung up my cleats. Why get poked when you can snack your way slim? Brain IQ chews are all natural, taste great, and keep you in the game. Shots hurt, chews work. BrainIQ.com/REF/OneLiveStew. BrainIQHealth.com/REF/OneLiveStew. Brain IQ chews. Smarter than shots, stronger than excuses. That's right. It's In the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham. Joseph Hamilton is his name. Real live legend. King on the gridiron. We're talking about today's events. Just got done talking some college football. Always good to talk college football, man. Tons of college football that we can stay on, but we're going to move this thing forward and get into a little bit of NFL talk. Everybody that's watching and listening, thank y'all for being here. We beg you to subscribe. We beg you to like the show. We beg you to pass the word about Stewart Media and Entertainment and the wonderful shows that we have on this platform. Y'all, please continue to pass the word. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, bright and early, Eastern Standard Time, Doug and I, my brother, will be here to do the 2 Live Stews experience. Looking forward to that. We got a whole wonderful show planned for you, but we'll go on from that and jump into this. The NFL. We saw a game played in London this past week. The game started at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it was the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. Very lethargic game, to say the least. Game left a lot to be desired. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how in the world this is possible, but the Jets had negative passing yards in an entire ball game. My question is simple, Joe.
Negative 10.
My question is simple, Joe. Has Justin Fields regressed as a passer and or quarterback in the National Football League? And if he has, please tell me why.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. And I'm disappointed. And I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass, a minute pass. You hear me, Stu? Because of all the coordinators from Chicago, what he's been through with the Steelers, what he's been through now with 3 teams in the last 3 years. I understand that. Different coordinators, different head coaches, different philosophies, different playbook. I understand all that, and I get it. I don't ever bash quarterbacks. I only talk about what I see. He doesn't read coverages, and that was the knock on him coming up out of Ohio State. that you give him one side, one read, and if that's not there, he's going to take off running. And he's an exceptional runner, and an exceptional athlete. And he throws the ball with velocity. He can throw the ball through a brick wall. Not accurate at all. The accuracy hasn't gone up. The accuracy has not improved. And I look at it, and the situational football, the clock and game management is not there. 2 weeks ago, how many delay of games, how many false starts, how many things that's going to be, I'm going to credit to him not getting guys lined up. You take a sack, or you don't even get a playoff with 30 seconds left, 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line right before half, and your offense does not get a playoff at all with 30 seconds, no timeout, and no play. At the end of the game, down 2 points, you take a sack, 2 sacks in a row. Hey, well, Joe, but nobody blocking for you. What am I to do? Well, you throw it up somewhere. You cannot take a sack on 4th down because why? That's your last down.
Yo, you don't mean that. You can't possibly mean you throw it up somewhere. If you throw it up somewhere, it's going to get intercepted. If you throw it up somewhere, it's going to get blocked.
Stu, what I'm saying is 4th down, and it's the end of the game. If you take a sack with the ball in your hand at the end of the game, you throw it up for something, a tip ball or something. Right. He has regressed fundamentally as a passer. You have to be able to deliver the ball to wide receivers in the National Football League, my brother. You have to.
Quick comment. Was it halftime where they wasted like 35, 40 seconds off the clock, or was that the end of the game? Joe,
it was a halftime when they wasted 30 seconds.
That is not a Justin Fields situation. Could he have done more to make sure they got another play or 2 in? Yes, but that comes from coaching. That comes from the sideline. How many times was Justin Fields sacked in that game this past weekend in London?
Nine, sir. 9.
Can he block for his damn self out there, Joe?
I've told you time and time again, Stu, and I understand your question, that all sacks are not on the offensive line. All sacks are not on those guys not blocking. Some sacks you get quarterbacks holding the ball too long. Some sacks you get the quarterback not seeing the Will Sam blitz. Some sacks on the quarterback that he didn't see, or he didn't reset the protection when he saw a corner blitz coming. Some of those things are irresponsible, malpractice. And when you say comes from the sideline, Stuart, you are absolutely correct. Bad coaching. But this is what you would say to a Michael Penix, a second-year player. This is what you would say to a Cam Ward, a rookie player, or some of those guys, not a 5-year NFL vet. You should be rolling to the sideline. Come on, guys. Let's get to the line. You should be doing all those things, my brother, in my opinion.
I got no beef with Aaron Glenn. I know this is on-the-job training. I know this is his first head coaching assignment. I do know that
job training, man.
I do know that this is new to him, but he's also a defensive coach. And I think that from what we've seen athleticism-wise from Justin Fields, from what we've seen contract-wise, the Jets didn't pay him $20 million a year for no reason. From what we've seen, I don't think this all comes down on him. And also, this is in the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham. I'm gonna do all I can to get to some chat here shortly. Also, you have to learn to do things properly and the right way. And you don't continue to get opportunities if you don't deserve them. As you just mentioned, this is his 3rd. With the opportunities he's been afforded in the past, he was one of the reasons why, or possibly a spark for why those teams in Pittsburgh and in Chicago, back when they were finding some success here and there, he was part of the reasons why they won. And these cocky
coaches, Stu.
These 9 sacks he had last Sunday, sir, they were snapping the ball in 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Boom! They were there.
1 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2. Yes.
Boom.
Okay.
I think you and a few other talking heads, not that you're a talking head, but I think you and a few other people that's on these networks keep harping on and belittling Justin Fields. The Jets hadn't done a damn thing in a few decades for a reason. They suck. They're bad. They have to learn how to win. It starts from the top and flows its way down, in my humble opinion, before we move on, Joe.
Oh, that's a great opinion, but Stu, we're going to move on here, but I have to tell you, I am specifically talking about Justin Fields. I know about the history of the Jets, and I'm not going to give Aaron Glenn a pass if he's going to let the clock run down like that with 30 seconds left in the halftime. I'm not going to give Aaron Glenn a pass when his team is the most penalized team pre-snap, post-snap in the history in the NFL right now. And when I'm not giving him a pass because there are other rookie head coaches in the NFL right now. Why, when you look at Chicago, is Chicago that much of a better team than the New York Jets?
No.
They have a rookie head coach.
They are now. They're significantly better now than they've been in the past. And you're right. It comes from leadership, and it comes from who their coach is right now.
And that's a rookie, and that's a second-year quarterback that they're doing it with.
I agree. In the huddle with your boy Joe Ham, I'm One Live Stu, Ryan Stewart. Joe, we talk about it all the time. Leadership is very, very important. If you've got a good leader that has been there and done that, and that has earned the respect of coaches and other players and the team, you're blessed as a team and as a teammate to have that leader. I want you to listen to some sound, Joe, from the leader of the New England Patriots. His name is Mr. Tua.
Well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
I don't even need to toss it to you, Joe. I don't need to pose no question. You share your thoughts on the sound.
Yeah, you said New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, Stu, you got me on the single screen, but I want to see your face when I say this, Stu. This is the most disappointing thing I've seen, man. This is the most disappointing thing I've heard from a quarterback or any person in a team sport. Any guy with a C on their chest or in a leadership position, what are you doing? You just told the whole nation on me. As a teammate, as an individual, you aired our dirty laundry. Why? Why did you do that? He acted like he was talking in the locker room. He acted like he said, Coach, I have something to say.
Right. I got something I got to say.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, real quick, if you're done, Coach, can I say something before we conclude?
Yes. He talked about players only meeting, and you and I talked about last week with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, yeah.
Jalen Hurts, if the three of you guys had a meeting, how did anybody know about that meeting? Somebody leaked it. So here you got Tua in front of the media leaking guys being late to players-only meeting that's not mandatory. So number one, he's trying to make something, and you know what it was, Stu? It was one of those situations where it came up that those guys weren't watching enough film. Collectively, they thought that they weren't watching enough film, and everybody knew it, and they kind of knew who weren't watching as much film. So you said, guys, we're going to gather up, whether it's 4:30, whether it's after practice, whenever it is, we're going to gather and we're going to watch film as a team. Here Tua goes and saying, should we make this should we make this mandatory? Should we hold guys accountable? They showing up late to players on. So now
some didn't even come.
Some didn't even come. So who does he want to make mandatory? So now he's talking to Mike McDaniel, the head coach. Hey, coach, I need help. I need help. These guys are not even showing up to players only film session. Can we make it mandatory? I say this to you, Stewart, not without the shadow of a doubt, but I'm 99.9% sure he's lost his locker room as a captain.
No question.
He's lost his locker room as a quarterback because I can't say anything to you in secrecy. No. I can't tell you any of my feelings about what I'm dealing with.
I don't trust you. And that leads me to my next question. What's next? How can he get the locker room back? How can he get support from the players? Mike McDaniels get behind the mic shortly after that press conference and says, I wish he wouldn't have done that. I don't see that. He shouldn't have done that. So now he threw himself under the bus, and he's being condemned by the head coach that is not now backing up his quarterback. How do you get the locker room back, or is it possible to even get the locker room back after doing something like that, Joe?
Well, you can't get it back as a captain, Stu. You cannot get it back as a captain. The only way you can get the locker room back is you playing your butt off now. He did throw 3 interceptions in that game. So that even piled up on things that you came in, you talking about players only meeting, and I didn't see you pat your chest, about the game we just played. We just played a game the way you threw 3 interceptions, and you coming in talking about us missing players only meeting.
Right.
Come on, Tua.
Hey, man, what about them interceptions out there? So, hey, man, what about instead of you, the old saying, when you point one finger, you've got 3 of them pointing back at you? What about holding yourself accountable, Coach Tua, quarterback Tua, right shy of $2 million a game? What about you saying, my bad, it's on me, I need to play better?
If you're going to say anything, because we're not forcing him to say anything, all you have to do is talk about the game at hand. And this is how you say the question was, how do you get it fixed? And you proceed to do it that way. And, oh, by the way, he called Tyreek Hill out in the offseason as well. He's called some guys out publicly that right now they're not going to respond to him like, say, get it going. I need you to pick it up. You need to do better. I don't know if his team's going to respond anymore to that, Stu. I really don't.
I'll get to some chat here shortly. We got 1 or 2 more topics we need to hit. This is In the Huddle with Joe Ham. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you always subscribe. Make sure you always like, and make sure you always pass the word. We'll stay in the word of the NFL, Joe. Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick to the Tennessee Titans, lost his head coach. Coach Callaway has now been fired. It's not the ideal way to start your career off, but it's becoming a trend for number 1 overall quarterback picks. The next hire will be very important to his career. Give me your thoughts on Cam Ward, how he's played, and what's next for him now having to find a new head coach in Tennessee.
To your point, Stu, that you made, and sometimes it might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I hope I really am not, because I can't evaluate Cam Ward because 1 Mississippi, 1.5 Mississippi, and he's down. I mean, he has no time. He has no time. He has no time to throw at all. And the guys are not getting open, and his offensive line is really, really, really bad. Cam Ward is gutsy. He's the guy that said, when they ask him how's his team playing, he said, to be honest with you, we look like ass right now. We're playing like, but he said we, so I don't mind that. He's always put himself in the midst there, and he's fighting. He's getting up. He's staying positive. Stu, where do you go from here? And I've brainstormed this. The next hire, do you go out and try to get another Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Chicago Bears, that was a offensive guru? Do you go out and get another offensive mind that really can, nurture Cam Ward? Because he's going to be there for the next 4 years. You're going to have to get that. Or do you mix and match? Can you go out there, Stu? And I'm trying to answer these questions in my head. Does it have to be an offensive coach to be able to lead that guy?
Right.
Because look at 2 guys from last year's draft. That coaches got fired, and what did they do? So the Chicago Bears coach got fired. They went out and hired Ben Johnson, an offensive guru. New England Patriots, Gerard Mayo got fired. They went out and not an offensive guru. But what did they do? Yep. What did they do? They got Josh McDaniels, a known offensive coordinator, to make sure you nurture him. They coached Tom Brady for a long time. Look here in the second-year player with Michael Penix Jr. He has a defensive-oriented coach. He had coach offense before. Yeah, he had coach offense before, but he's a defensive coach. And now you're going to turn the Rams onto Zach Robinson. So what do? Josh Allen is coached by a defensive-oriented coach in Sean McDermott. So Jalen Daniels in the Washington Commanders, he's coached by a defensive-oriented coach in Mike Quinn. But who do you have as an offensive coordinator? Clint Kingsbury.
Right.
So those are the things that where you're going to have to manufacture as an organization for Cam Ward. Do you get an overall football coach and have that football coach hire a very good offensive coordinator? or you're going to have to get an offensive mind to be able to nurture and groom Cam Ward. But it's not over. It's not over. I saw a stat, man, Stu, right quick. I saw a stat that the last 4 number 1 overall pick had their head coach fired. And 6 out of the last 8 number 1 overall pick has had their head coach fired within the first year and the second year. So it happens, but that next hire is going to be very, very crucial, my brother.
In your eyes, is Cam Ward playing football that's good enough for his team to win?
Yes, as a rookie.
I agree.
He has the moxie. He has what it takes. He's getting up. He's not complaining. He's looking down the barrel of that gun, standing in the pocket. Yes, it's hard for me to say that. And he's making mistakes, but I think he's playing good enough ball to be able to win.
Oh, what a time they had in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium this past Monday, where the Atlanta Falcons hosted the Buffalo Bills, and everybody that was in the building told me it was a time. It was a great performance by the Falcons on Monday Night Football. My question to you about the Falcons is this. Are they real contenders in the conference known as the NFC South? Or is the division, the Bucs division, no question at all?
Real contenders. Real contenders. I want to play a quick game with you, Stu, a really, really quick game. Can you name me 5 defensive players for the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, I could, but I get where you're going.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know you can.
I get where you're going.
I know you can. That travels. That's why I'm saying this about the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna bring it up, but I'm not gonna, elaborate on it. Bijan Robinson, one of the best in the business, if not the best football player in the business. Definitely one of the top backs in the business. This year, he's up there. Passing, receiving, scrimmage yards. He's a bad boy.
Drake London run this past Monday.
Oh my God! It showed vision, power, and speed in one run.
One of the best jump cuts in the National Football League since the great Barry Sanders.
No doubt about it. Drake London, love him. Kyle Pitts, I love what his resurgence. Michael Penix Jr., he's going to only get better. He's cleaning up. He's cleaning up some things. But this defense, I know where you want to go, but Michael Penix Jr. is getting better. He's getting better.
I don't have time to chastise you for that right now. Please continue.
He's getting better. But here you go. The Falcons are number 1 in yards per game defensively. Number 1 in passing yards per game defensively. 114 yards rushing they're giving up. And only 20 points a game. And the reason why I asked about the defense and the names of the defense, I know Caden Ellis and Jesse Bates and the 2 number 1 picks and Pierce Jr. and Walker on the other side.
Guys that can rush the passer.
But they're bigger. They're fast.
Faster.
They have a lockdown corner. They have an all-pro safety. That defense, give a shout out to Jeff Ulbrich, the first-time defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. He is dialing up some blitzes, and those boys are hitting you. So I think they are here to stay, although the Bucs are a very good team, and the Bucs are going to get healthy with Mike Evans and Godwin coming back and running backs coming back. They're going to get healthy, but the Atlanta Falcons, that defense can travel, and that offense is going to get better, including Michael Penix Jr. I love what I'm seeing with the Atlanta Falcons.
In the huddle with your boys, Joe Ham and Ryan Stewart. It is In the Huddle with Joe Ham. Shouts out to you, Jungle Brother. We appreciate you, man. Oh, that's not Jungle Brother. That's Rel. Let me get Rel off of there and bring Jungle Brother back up. Here we go. Big time win for Raheem Morris and the Falcons. Appreciate you, Jungle Brother.
Huge.
I can't, but I'm a Cowboys fan, and all them ninjas suck. I see you, Loose Neck. We appreciate you for being here, man. Rel Scott agrees with you. A good run and defense travels. Yeah. When you can heat people up, it's a game changer, man. Loose neck again. Loose nut side. Mike McDaniel be dressing like he works for the cartel. Yeah, he does. He's down there in Miami.
No leadership in Miami, man. None at all.
Shouts out to you, DJ Chuck. Tua did the right thing of speaking out about the team and players showing up late for meetings.
No, sir. No, sir, DJ Chuck. No, sir.
Not in public. Not in public. You can call them out one-on-one in a team meeting where it's just y'all. You don't even want to call them out like that in front of the coaches. You can call them out in a setting like that, but you gotta make sure that no one hears it, and you gotta be willing to put yourself on the cross as well. You just can't start pointing fingers at everybody else when you on the heels of having a damn 3-interception ball game.
Didn't the Bible say take the speck out of your own eye first?
Right. That's right. That's right. Younger brother running wrong routes, now reading defenses by receivers, changing the go route to a comeback route leads to sacks and interceptions. Talking about Justin Fields in New York. I'll read a couple more. We appreciate y'all for being here, man. We appreciate y'all for talking. Agreed. Younger brother, you can't get sacked on 4th down and it's the ball game. He agrees with you. I do as well. Fields got to make a play. He looks like he has no confidence. He looks like a man that got sacked. He looks like a man that got sacked 9 times in a damn game. We can't overlook that.
I'm not. You're right about that, Stu.
That's me telling them I'm going to get to some chat about 2 hours ago. I'll read one more before we get out of here, man. The great younger brother again. Franklin couldn't get a 5-star quarterback to come to Happy Valley. Cold weather up in the mountains is undesirable. But yeah, his quarterback prior to getting hurt was one of the top quarterbacks in college football.
Yeah,
he was good enough.
Yes.
They've had players at that position several times. They get Penn State has had a top 12, top 15 class each year since Franklin's been there. He gets recruits. It's not that. It's much more than that.
I want to see if you can answer this, and I cannot answer it at all. And I'm trying to, but concerning James Franklin, his teams since he's been there, what has been their identity? I mean, we have identity about Kirby Smart.
A team that continues to lose the big game. That's their identity. Man. That's it. That's it. Yeah, they've had some early draft picks. Abdul Carter this past year was the goddamn, a top 5 pick. No need to even start talking about the individual players. But
Michael Parsons.
What? Michael Parsons, number 11 from Penn State. Okay? One of the best defenders we've seen since Lawrence Taylor, so they say. Sir, what they're known for under Franklin's regime is not being able to win the big one. Not being able to beat top 10 teams, no matter if they play at home or if they play on the road.
Man, and you're right. And I'm even talking more specifically, is his background offense or defense? I mean, I don't see any of
who is that masked man?
I don't even know him. So why I thought about that, I'm like, when he gets a job, I mean, what is he selling? I'm gonna make this defense better, or I'm gonna make this offense better. We know he can recruit. Boy, I don't want anybody to get fired. I'm not saying anything is justified, but those Penn State Happy Valley administrators, they spoke for us all, Mr. Stewart.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of In the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham. I'm One Live Stu, Ryan Stewart. We talk college, we talk pro, and we kept it 100 like we always do in the Huddle with Joe Ham. Quick reminder, tomorrow, 2 Live Stews, 7 o'clock, right here on Stewart Media and Entertainment on YouTube, Instagram, on Facebook. Next Wednesday, Joe and I will be back talking more football. Before I let you go, Joe, share some parting words, sir.
Well, I just want to shout out Proverbs 13:20 for you real quick, Stu, and you'll agree with this, and it's huge. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed.
My Lord.
Be careful of the company you keep. Make sure you keep some guys around you that'll tell you the truth, that'll look out for you, that'll love you, and that know a little bit about something, and that'll give you a little bit of knowledge. If you hang around the opposite, you're going to get the opposite of being wise, my brother.
Fresh out of the Huddle with your boy Joe Ham, talking wins, losses, lessons beyond the field. We appreciate you, Joe. Outstanding words, sir. Absolutely outstanding words. Y'all make sure you subscribe to the Stewart Media and Entertainment YouTube channel. Y'all hit the bell for notifications. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who should the next #1 quarterback be compared to? And are the Falcons for real? That's what we just covered today, man. Thank y'all so very much. Until the next time, y'all get in the Huddle with Joe and your boy One Live Stu. Y'all stay up. God is good all the time, and all the time he's good. If you don't know him, you need to find him and show him love. That's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Appreciate you, Joe. Outstanding job, sir.
Man, that was fun, brother. Fun.
Yeah, it was real fun. Real fun.